Welcome all. Welcome to my channel. Subscribe if you want to subscribe. It's up to you. More subscribers, the better, actually. I suggest you don't need to hit notification. I mean, if you want to get notified for something I talk about, hey, that's great. But honestly, I don't think it's anything important. Please do comment, leave comments. I do read my comments. I try to answer them to the best of my ability when I get notified, that is. And as well as to the point where I do try to answer any questions that are left that are posted in the comment section. Specifically, if there are comments specifically related to the channel or the content for that matter of the video. In any case, uh, yesterday's game or last night's game with the Knicks and Mavs. I think I mentioned I talked about it right after the game. Uh, Witnessing Luka Doncic's athleticism and his I don't want to say greatness just yet, but like how good he was. Let's keep that on the side for now. In this situation, this is about the Knicks now. 33 seconds left. You're up by 9. I don't think no one's ever blown a lead like that, except for the Knicks themselves, where they were against the Pacers in '95, where they were up by 8 points with I think 18 seconds left, and they still lose that game. But the way they lost, and the fact that after Doncic basically tied the game and they went into overtime, the Knicks couldn't score. They were just like shooting threes, trying to shoot for threes left and right. They were making 3 point attempts left and right, and they weren't getting them in. And they could have gotten easy buckets from what we were seeing. And the fact that free throws were, I don't know the exact. Sorry, I don't know the exact free throw percentage that was for that game, but the fact that the Knicks weren't doing well. I mean, they weren't landing the free throws in clutch. Basically, that's what it comes down to. So that's the sad part about it. And so here's what it is: the way the Knicks lost. If this doesn't wake them up, I don't know what will. I'm sorry. And I'm going to say this right now. The Knicks are not an elite team the way they are right now. They are not an elite team. Brunson, I mean, granted, yeah, the fact that they were up and almost were like pretty much led throughout the entirety of the game practically against Doncic with a team that for themselves were like a little decimated at that point. I mean, Brunson was out, Topin was out, and such, etc. The way they lost, if it's going to be interesting to see how they play against the Spurs tomorrow. Honestly, this is a game where they should blow out the Spurs. They should be really pissed off to the point, like, because like the Spurs are not that great. They're like what 11-23. If they don't like blow out the Spurs, then the Knicks do not deserve to be in the playoffs. I mean, honestly, they should have, like it's. I think I talked earlier in the, in my videos about like the way the Knicks played. If they played hard and tried and true, they should do well enough to make the playoffs. In this situation, if they don't blow out the Spurs, which they should, or at least win by 10, then this is a case where I don't think they will make it very far in the playoffs. Now, I'm hoping this wakes them up. To be quite honest, I actually hope this wakes them up to the point where like they start playing to the best of their abilities and they just go all out every single game now. Because quite honestly, this was the way they lost was a joke, and I think it also focuses on two things. One, their free throw percentage. They're gonna have to work on that, and two, late game defense. You could tell like a lot of them were tired at the end of the game, and like Doncic himself and the Mavs, they were all tired. The fact that the Knicks were tired as well, too, you could see the way their defense was playing towards the end of the game. The fact that they should have gotten that rebound, they didn't. So it shows that they were very, very tired at that point. So honestly, we'll see what happens in the next 3 games. I mean, like right now, they're playing against the Spurs, then the Rockets, and then the Suns, and on January 2nd. So the question is like against the Spurs and Rockets, they should win, and they should win at least by 10 points for both of those games. The question comes down to is when they play against the Suns, if they can actually come out and keep it a very, very close game. If they lose by 2, okay. And now what I mean by losing by 2, I mean losing by 2 like as being a tough, hard battle. If it's like a 2 point loss by basically based on garbage time, that's a different story. Or if they win against the Suns, that'll be interesting as well too. And like I think the Suns have like one of the best records out there right now. If they can beat the Suns, on January 2nd, then we know that the Knicks are for real at that point. And this game that they lost was a fluke, or two, this game could be the turning point for them to basically show, like, hey, look, we should not have lost the game. We had the game. Let's just start closing out the games that we're supposed to do, basically. And when the players come, when Brunson comes back, let's see what happens as well too. So, with that, I'm going to leave it at that. Basically, I mean, honestly, it's a case where, like, I think the Knicks coming out with the next two games, if they can't, if they don't blow out the next two games, or at least win by 10 in each both games, I don't know what'll wake them up at that point. I mean, if they win by two, or if it's like a hard fought game with the next two games, I don't know what's going to happen at that point. But let's see what happens. With that, if you agree or disagree, let me know. Uh, it'd be interesting to see what everyone else's opinion about the Knicks are right now at this point as well too. With that, as I normally end off with every other video, unfiltered, unedited, and unrehearsed. Until next time.